situation in Alexandra, just in the northern part of Johannesburg, seems to be tense between South Africans and some foreign nationals there. Several people have been injured following a standoff earlier. It's believed that the conflict is related to the recent Operation Lindokuhle. Let's get the latest now from Alex, my colleague. That's reporter Lindokuhle Xulu joining us now. He's been following developments there. Kabashe, good afternoon. What have you been finding out? What's the situation like there? Earlier it looked like things were quite tense.
They were quite tense, and in fact the situation remains tense, and this is because of the Operation Lindokuhle that is taking place here at the Pan-African Mall in Alexandra. And what we understand is that some of those that are behind this particular operation are saying that they want to reclaim the local economy, and that is why they were in fact pushing for the people who are on these stores, they call them illegal foreigners, to move away from this area and allow South Africans to occupy this space in terms of businesses. But I can tell you that tension remains high, as you'll see. My colleague Didiros Lepe just showing you the situation here. That Operation Lindokuhle had actually moved on to some of the stores here, like the Freedom supermarket that is just behind us, where they were asking some of these shops to actually close up as they carry out their operations. But of course, there was some resistance there. Some of the workers saying that you cannot do this, you cannot close us, because this is literally taking the bread out of our mouth. And in fact, I wanted to bring in someone here who's also a shop owner who's been forced to close shop today. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Just tell us your name, surname, and just explain what has happened.
My name is Vernon Moodley, and you know, we're just coming out of a major looting. Our shops were totally burnt out and looted and totally burnt out. It's only a month, not a month now that we've reopened our business. We had to take loans from the bank to reopen our businesses. And they came here, they shut the shutter down, they pulled the shutter down. There's an elderly woman there, if you can turn your camera and see my mother, who is 79-year-old. They actually want locked up into the shop. They lock a 79-year-old woman in the shop. I mean, this is totally ridiculous and uncalled for. And now she has to sit outside here, and they say we must wait. I mean, we just recovered from a major looting. I mean, we're trying to get our lives back in order again, but we're not getting there. I want to know, where is the president, where is the ministers, and whoever is involved in this, to please come to the table, settle down, and let's get this thing resolved. Because for 2 weeks now, we've been running around like crazy. And then for 2 weeks, our landlord is still claiming his rent. He wants a full month's rent from us. He doesn't care what happened to the premises here, but we've got to pay rent. We've still got to pay the loans off to the banks that we've taken. I mean, where is our ministers? Where is our president? Please, I'm begging your minister, Mr. Ramaphosa, please come out here with your ministers and help us solve this situation once and for all. At least we can all be happy. We can all have bread and food on our table. At the moment, we can't even make ends meet. We cannot make ends meet. I need your help, please, Mr. President.
All right, Mr. Moodley, thank you so much for sharing with us just what had happened earlier. But this is what is actually happening, as my colleague will try to move ever so slowly so that we do not disturb our transmission here, Praten. But you'll see some of the members of Operation Lindokuhle, they are not only chasing away what they intended to do, which is to chase away illegal foreigners and reclaim the local or township economy, but we are seeing now that they are moving on to bigger shops, such as this one, Freedom supermarket, as well as one that belongs to Mr. Moodley there, who's just explained that they are closing shops. This has been happening for over a month in terms of these unrest and these, in fact, tensions that are playing out here. So what is happening now is that they are pleading that there be some sort of intervention to make sure that while these operations are taking place, they are not affected as such. What we understand is that the members of the Operation Lindokuhle have said and told us that they will in fact be making sure that all illegal foreigners are chased away from this area by tomorrow morning. So that is what has been happening. But at the moment, it is a standoff. I can say that law enforcement authorities are on the ground basically monitoring. They haven't intervened a lot in terms of the tensions that kept on arising. And I can tell you that earlier on, there were some clashes between foreign nationals as well as South Africans. But foreign nationals themselves are saying that they've got nowhere to go. They want to work hand in hand or side by side with South Africans in terms of sharing these spaces. But Operation Tutula says they need South Africans to be the ones to be prioritized in terms of owning some of the businesses that are around this area. So as far as things stand now, it is a bit calmer from what we've seen earlier on, but certainly there is something that you can feel and sense that in fact there will be some clashes because of what Operation Tutula said earlier on, which was that they will make sure that illegal foreigners are away from this area by tomorrow.
That's a reporter, the Lindokuhle Xulu, on the ground there in a part of Alexandra at the Pan-African Mall.